Welcome back everybody. It's that time again where we take a look at some of the best new mods released for Skyrim, and I have to say, there have been some absolute game-changing mods that will blow you away. Let's begin with the new mod called the Restless Dead, a complete Draugr and skeleton overhaul for Skyrim. In the original game, Nordic ruins are littered all over the world for you to explore. However, because there are only a handful of Draugr variants, you would often find yourself coming up against the same enemies over and over again. This mod adds some much needed variety. Firstly, you will notice that not all Nordic ruins are the same. Some will still be populated by the original dragon cult, while others will instead be populated by regular ancient Nords wearing lore-friendly sets of armor. Each Draugr you encounter will also vary in appearance. This includes the type of armor that is being worn, but also their body type, where some will appear as a skeleton, having a missing limb, or even missing their entire head. This mod also extends to the types of Draugr you can encounter, with a variety of hulking warriors, deadly bowmen, and potent mages who can now access more powerful spells and shouts. The armor they wear now also has an actual armor rating, altogether making each Nordic ruin a much more dangerous prospect to enter. Boss enemies have also been adjusted or even added and given unique items that you can loot upon victory. The mod is also still a work in progress, so you may come across items such as the bone charm that doesn't currently have any use but will in the near future, so definitely keep an eye out on any updates. As it stands, this mod is already fantastic and is only going to get better with time. I highly recommend using it for your next playthrough. Next is the incredible new mod called SkyClimb, which is actually my personal favourite from this video. You may remember a while ago the mod called EVG Animated Traversal got released that provided a framework to climb over walls or up certain ledges. Other mods then used this framework to apply that mechanic in specific places around Skyrim, which was cool, but it was also rather limited. However, with this new SkyClimb mod, using the same framework, you can now walk up to any ledge or wall of a certain height and climb over it. The implementation here is fantastic and essentially gives you the freedom to traverse the world of Skyrim any way you want. It's also incredibly simple. Just walk up to any ledge or wall, and when you see the small glowing light like this, just press the jump key to climb up and over. It also works in both third person and first person, so everyone can enjoy. For me, this is an awesome mod that opens up so many possibilities and allows you to access areas that may not have been accessible before. Truly a game-changing mod. Then we have the incredible new photo mode mod. If you're anything like me and enjoy taking screenshots when playing Skyrim, then this is the mod for you. The photo mode can be accessed either through the main menu just below the load option or with a hotkey that can be set in the MCM. Once open, a small menu will pop up located in the bottom right corner and the camera will detach from your character, allowing you to maneuver it around until you find the perfect photo. In the menu, you can adjust a whole raft of different settings to your own taste. Things such as field of view, camera angle, time of day, or even the type of weather, allowing you to create some amazing shots. All of this is also very intuitive and easy to learn. Now you could say, through various settings and console commands, all of this was possible before installing the mod. However, that process was time consuming and difficult to master, especially for beginners. But with this new photo mode, the process has become much more streamlined and significantly more simple to use. A fantastic mod to obtain that perfect Skyrim screenshot. Next is an animation mod called Dynamic Sprint. Utilizing the new Open Animation Replacer framework, this mod dynamically changes your sprint animation depending on the type of weapon you are wielding. But it doesn't stop there. Your sprint animation will also change whether you are in or out of combat. Here are a few examples showcasing the difference. You can see my sprint changes depending on what weapon I'm wielding, as well as changing whether I'm in or out of combat. Some really great work here. Regarding the animations, they are all very smooth and transition between one another very well. I also find the variety in animations really add to the immersion of the game, and it's those little details that make Skyrim much more enjoyable. For even more immersion, we have another new mod called Immersive Death Cycle. Basically, this mod shows the transition of dead animals from a freshly dead body to a decaying corpse, until finally resting as a skeleton in the ground. While a little grim, this mod does illustrate a more realistic world where dead animals lay rotting once killed. Regarding time, it takes approximately 12 in-game hours to complete the full transition, and currently works for a variety of creatures including bears, saber cats, trolls, and many more. Once the creature has fully decomposed into a skeleton, you can also loot the bones and receive a bone meal. Overall, this mod is a great little touch of immersion. Next we have the mod called Wheeler Quick Action Wheel of Skyrim. Very simply, this mod implements a wheel interface with a similar function to the favorites menu, where you can quickly switch between weapons, items, spells, and more. The basic structure of the interface goes wheel, then slot, and then item. It's fully customizable, so you can choose to have as many wheels as you want, allowing you to separate out between spells and weapons, for example, or have everything on one giant wheel. You can then add as many slots as you want to each wheel, and finally add an item to each slot. The interface blends seamlessly into your Skyrim gameplay and simply slows down time when you open the wheel. It did take me a hot minute to get used to the editing and controls, but once you do, it feels very quick and easy. It's also compatible with both keyboard and gamepad users, and I also recommend getting the D menu mod, which lets you adjust the wheel settings and change the controls to whatever you like. Overall, it's a fancier favorite menu that gives you a lot of control over your gameplay and feels completely natural to use. Next is a new armor mod called the Fleet Knight set. Looking fantastic in game, this armor is inspired by the Marine Knight and is only available to female characters. By default, the outfit is a heavy armor featuring a shiny metal helm and shoulder piece with a tight black undersuit. However, there is an optional file to switch the outfit to a light armor if you wish. There is also an SMP patch that will add physics to the skirt that I will also link down below. Overall, it's a good, high quality set of armor. Then we have the mod MCO Block Recovery, which is specifically for any MCO users. If you are unaware, MCO is the modern combat overhaul that features an attack commitment similar to games such as Dark Souls or Elden Ring, essentially forcing you to complete the full attacking animation. While this is intended as a feature of MCO to inherently slow down combat and make it feel more meaningful, the inability to move or react while performing an animation can be a little frustrating at times, but now this new mod will allow you to perform a block during the recovery phase of the animation, giving you a little more time to react to your opponent's attack. To me, this is a good middle ground for what MCO originally intended, while also giving the player a greater sense of control. It's also still balanced in the aspect that you cannot simply spam attacks, but instead just block an incoming attack. So for MCO users, I hope you try this one out and let me know what you think. And lastly is the fantastic mod called Improved Camera SE. Designed to improve your first-person playing experience, this mod contains several new features, including the ability to see your whole body in first person, creating a much more immersive feel to the game as you actually feel connected to your body instead of just being a floating head. Additionally, any action that used to force you into third person can now be performed in first person as well. For example, riding a horse used to force you into third person, but with this mod, your view will stay in first person as you physically sit on the horse in front of your eyes. This all greatly adds to the immersion of playing in first person, letting you really roleplay as your character. It also comes with an in-game interface opened by pressing Shift Home, where you can edit many different settings such as changing the first person field of view. Overall, it's a fantastic mod for first person gameplay for those who prefer to play Skyrim that way. And that's it for some amazing new mods in Skyrim. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again next time. Cheers.